Though it may sound challenging, the truth is simple. Whether we succeed or struggle in life often depends on the small habits we repeat every single day. Most people imagine success as a sudden breakthrough, like a dramatic moment in a movie. But real life doesn't usually work that way. Real change is quiet. It happens slowly, one ordinary day at a time, until those days stack up and become a pattern. And that pattern becomes your life. Many successful people say the same thing. Nothing magical happens in one day. But when one day adds to another, and those days turn into habits, that's when your future starts being built. The problem is, we often dream of doing something big, starting a business, getting fit, learning a skill, becoming someone respected, but we avoid the small tasks that lead there. We tell ourselves, "I'll do it tomorrow," or "I'll start later." And without realizing it, those words become the greatest enemies of our life. Today's story is about a boy who dreamed of becoming someone great, but his life was messy, his routines were broken, and his days kept slipping away. He believed that one day, somehow, everything would change. But life doesn't change just because we wish it would. It changes when we do. So stay with this story until the end, because sometimes a few minutes can plant a seed, and that seed can become the start of a new habit in your life. In a peaceful town, there lived a boy named Alex. Alex was an average student, not the top of the class, not the worst either. He wasn't famous for talent, and he wasn't known for hard work. But inside, he carried big dreams. He wanted to be successful. He wanted to become someone important. He wanted people to look at him one day and say, "He made it." But Alex had a problem that kept pulling him backward. No matter how big his dreams were, he was undisciplined. His room often looked like a storm had passed through it. His school bag was filled with half-finished homework. His notebooks had pages that started strong and ended with blank spaces. Alex would begin things with excitement and quit when the effort became uncomfortable. He ignored small duties, delayed simple tasks, and found it almost impossible to follow any routine. Even when he truly wanted to change, he would tell himself, "I'll start tomorrow." Whether it was studying, exercising, organizing his life, or learning a new skill, that same sentence appeared again and again. Tomorrow. But the strange thing about tomorrow is that it sounds close, yet it never arrives in the way we expect. Tomorrow keeps moving forward, always one day away. His parents and teachers tried to guide him. They warned him gently at first, then more seriously. They told him discipline mattered more than motivation, because motivation comes and goes, but habits stay. Alex listened, nodded, and promised he would improve. But deep inside, their words didn't settle into his heart. He believed big change required big effort, and big effort scared him. So instead of doing something small consistently, he waited for a moment when he would suddenly feel powerful and ready. One afternoon, while walking through town, Alex stepped into a quiet place to escape the noise of his thoughts. Some people say it was a library. Others say it was an old park near the university. But wherever it was, that day became different because he met someone who saw through him. It was a wise professor, known in the town not just for knowledge, but for calmness. The professor noticed Alex's tired expression and distracted eyes, the look of someone carrying dreams, but no direction. He smiled kindly and asked, "Alex, do you know the secret to a successful life?" Alex was surprised. No one had asked him that so directly before. Curious, he slowly shook his head. The professor said, "Success doesn't come from doing something big in one day. It comes from small daily habits, tiny choices repeated until they become your identity." Alex wanted to argue, but something about the professor's voice felt steady and true. The professor continued, "Let me tell you a story. Sometimes one story can explain what 1,000 lectures cannot." "A long time ago," the professor began, A farmer planted a bamboo seed in his garden. Every day, the farmer watered it. He cleared the weeds, protected the soil, and made sure the seed had what it needed. Weeks passed. Months passed. 1 year passed. And there was nothing. No green sprout. No sign of life. The farmer's neighbors laughed. They pointed at the empty patch of soil and said, "Why are you wasting your time? Look at our plants. Our trees are growing. Our fields are full. Yours is empty." But the farmer didn't stop. He continued to water the bamboo seed every day. 2 years passed. Still nothing. 3 years passed. Still nothing. In the 4th year, the garden looked the same, an empty patch that seemed like failure. The neighbors laughed even louder. They said the seed must be rotten. They told the farmer to give up and plant something else. But in the 5th year, something unbelievable happened. A small shoot finally appeared. And then, within just 6 weeks, the bamboo grew up, reaching nearly 80 feet tall. The farmer smiled, not because he was surprised, but because he understood the truth the neighbors couldn't see. The bamboo hadn't been doing nothing for 5 years. It had been growing roots underground, deep, strong, unshakable roots, so that when it finally rose, it could stand tall without collapsing. The professor looked at Alex and said, "This is how success works. In the beginning, small habits look insignificant. It might feel like nothing is changing. But underneath, you are building roots, focus, patience, discipline, confidence, and one day, the results appear faster than you expect." Alex stayed quiet for a long time. The story hit him harder than he expected. He realized he had been waiting for a sudden miracle, while ignoring the daily habits that could actually create a miracle over time. He had been dreaming about the bamboo's height, but he never respected the roots. Finally, Alex asked, "Sir, if small habits matter so much, what small habits should I start with? Where do I even begin?" The professor, who Alex later learned was named Professor Miguel, smiled warmly. "You begin with what is small enough to do, even on a bad day. Listen carefully. These habits are simple, but if you practice them consistently, they can change your life. First, wake up early. Not because waking up early is magical," Professor Miguel explained, "but because it gives you time before the world starts pulling you in different directions. Waking up just 1 hour earlier each day adds up to 365 extra hours in a year. That's time you can invest in your goals, reading, learning, exercising, planning, or simply thinking clearly." Alex had never looked at time like that before. 1 hour sounded small, but 365 hours sounded like a secret advantage. Second, read every day. Professor Miguel said, "Don't aim for long hours, aim for consistency. Even 10 pages a day can become at least 12 books a year. 12 books can reshape your mindset, expand your knowledge, and introduce you to ideas you never would have discovered otherwise." Alex loved stories, but he rarely read anything that improved him. So he decided he would start with a little every day, no excuses. Third, set small goals. Big dreams are beautiful, the professor said, but they often feel too far away. Small goals create movement. If you write just 200 words a day, you can finish an entire book in a year. If you learn just one useful concept daily, you will become surprisingly skilled over time. Drops of water do not look powerful, but eventually, they can fill an ocean, an entire ocean. Alex realized he didn't need to become perfect overnight. He just needed to win the day in small ways. Fourth, stop procrastinating the moment you notice it. Professor Miguel taught him a simple trick. When you feel like delaying a task, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and start immediately. Another method is to promise yourself you'll do it for just 2 minutes. Often, the hardest part is starting. Once you start, momentum carries you forward. Alex tried this and noticed something important. Tasks were not as scary as his mind made them seem. The fear was mostly in the delay. Fifth, practice gratitude. Every night, the professor said, write down 3 things you're grateful for. It could be something small, a kind message, a warm meal, a quiet moment, a lesson learned. Gratitude changes the mind from constant complaining to quiet appreciation. At first, Alex thought it was silly, but as he practiced, he noticed his mood becoming lighter. He felt calmer. He slept better. He stopped feeling like life was always against him. Sixth, exercise for 10 minutes daily. Don't wait for the perfect gym day, Professor Miguel said. The perfect day rarely comes. 10 minutes at home stretching, basic movements, a short workout is better than doing nothing while waiting for motivation. It keeps your body strong and your mind clear. Alex learned that even short exercise made him feel more awake and less lazy. Seventh, limit phone time. The professor asked him a question that made Alex uncomfortable. When you pick up your phone, ask yourself, is this improving me, or is this stealing my time? Social media, endless videos, and games can quietly consume hours. Professor Miguel suggested setting a daily entertainment limit, then using the remaining time for building skills, studying, reading, or creating. Alex realized he wasn't relaxing on his phone, he was escaping, and escape was costing him his future. Alex didn't transform in a single night. At first, his progress was messy. Some days he woke up early and felt proud, and other days he hit snooze and felt disappointed. Sometimes he read 10 pages, and sometimes he read 2. Sometimes he followed his goals, and sometimes he slipped back into old habits. But the difference this time was crucial. He didn't quit. He returned. He treated every day like another chance to water the seed. Over the next 3 to 4 months, Alex began to notice changes, not dramatic ones, but real ones. His focus improved. He started finishing tasks instead of abandoning them halfway. His study results got better. He felt more confident because he could finally trust himself to do what he promised. His room became cleaner, his mind became clearer, and his days stopped disappearing without meaning. By the end of the year, Alex had become a different person, not because he suddenly became more talented, but because he became more disciplined. He stopped waiting for big changes to save him. Instead, he created small habits that built the foundation of his success, just like the bamboo growing roots beneath the ground. Years later, Alex became a well-known entrepreneur. People admired him and often asked, "What's the secret to your success? Were you lucky? Were you gifted?" Alex would smile and answer calmly, "Big results come from small habits. Success isn't about luck or talent. It's the result of what you do every day, even when no one is watching." And if you want to change your life, don't wait for a big opportunity. Don't wait for the perfect mood. Start with small steps today. Like the bamboo, your efforts may not show results immediately, but with patience and consistency, you will grow beyond your imagination. Now tell me, what small habit will you start today? If you think this story can help someone else, share it with them. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back again with another story like this. Until then, be patient, stay grateful, and keep moving forward.